Well, hello to all the souls, the lovely souls that have found their way to this YouTube video. However, YouTube recommended it to you. It's a mystery to me. But if I can explain a little bit about why I'm starting this YouTube channel, why I'm even making this video. Well, I must admit that it's for myself. I am here to lecture at a camera because I've simply been reading too much the past 2 months. I've been reading and reading. I've been taking notes. I put sticky notes. But the knowledge is just too much for this little brain in here to handle. So I figured if I lecture at a camera, if I'm talking with people online, it may help me retain a little bit more about what I've been reading, especially if I had to teach it to some extent, though I do plan to keep it a little bit more casual. So we'll see how this channel goes. I'm thinking that it'll be a one-shot take, hopefully no edits. If I make mistakes, then I guess I have to cut, but I'm hoping not to have to edit. And really, I hope to just share some knowledge with you online. Hopefully it's of some benefit. As I've mentioned, I've been reading too much, and if I could show a little bit of what I'm reading here, there's just in the past 2 months, we have this section over here, and we have some Puritan paperbacks. Puritans, they're quite heavy, but here you can see, there's three books over here on Whetting. So I don't plan to just do exclusively Puritan books. The name of my channel, I do plan to do a little bit more of a focus on Puritans, but I'll throw in a couple of book reviews here and there. So here there's 3 books on Whetting. I think it would be helpful if I explain which one I found the most helpful. Maybe save you some money too, right? Out of these 3, which one should you buy? Same with these over here. So there's 2 books on discipline. So Disciplines of a Godly Man, the Spiritual Disciplines of the Christian Life. Which one did I find a little bit more helpful? Perhaps I'll make a video later on about that. So primarily I will be doing Puritan books, but just because the Puritans are just so dense. Like, I've been taking notes. So here I have a little notebook. You can see they're just notes and notes. And I've also marked up the books with some sticky notes. I don't actually mark up the books themselves. I can't bring it to myself to really put a pen or highlight the words, but I'll just put a little sticky note so you can flip to the page and look and see what memorable quote or point the author is making. But there's just so much information. So hopefully by lecturing to a camera and to an audience, it'll help me retain it in here. And what I hope to do is to whet your appetite for reading the Puritans. And I must admit, I'm not sure if there's even a demand or an audience for this channel. First of all, how many people even read today? In this instant gratification culture, there are so few readers. So that's already an uphill challenge. But again, this channel is for me, so no worries for me. But secondly, out of all the Christian readers, who even reads the Puritans? Because the Puritans themselves, they are a challenge to read. A little bit of an acquired taste, if one might say. So I hope to release a video on, why you should read the Puritans and perhaps some recommendations of who to start with. So look for that. Hopefully that will come out in the near future. And as I give some of those reviews, I'm planning to review this one. I've read this one just today, so I might as well review it while it's fresh. But I hope to intersperse some personal stories where relevant. Maybe that will help with, some of these lessons sticking a little bit better, both for myself and maybe even for you. because even for one like this, the rare jewel of Christian contentment, I feel like this has been a book that it just speaks to the Christian life. We are pilgrims here, and how do you learn to be content with just God and not with worldly possessions, worldly relations? Well, I feel like I've gone through a little bit of some affliction from the Lord, which has taught me that. So when I get around to that book and some of these other Puritans as well, perhaps I can share some personal stories. But otherwise, how often I plan to release videos? Well, it'll probably be once a week, ideally. I'm not sure. It will depend on my schedule, how busy I am, and of course ministry will be a priority. And along with these books, some of them I've read, and then I read other books, so they're piled underneath other books. So I have to review them a little bit, or else I'm just going to give a pretty poor review and just scatterbrain points. But hopefully the reviews make some coherent sense as I do them. And yeah, hopefully once a week. If more, great. If less, oh well. I hope it finds its way to some of you. I hope it's useful and helpful. I think it will be useful for me during this time, and I hope it's a blessing to you as well. So if you wanted to scroll back on those pictures that I showed earlier of the books, if you wanted to see any specific recommendations, by all means, let me know. Or even from the rest of my library, there's a few other books. Some are read, good amounts are probably not. So for now, I'll be reviewing mostly the Puritans and give a few book reviews as well, just to spice it up a little bit. But that's the purpose of this channel. So hope to see you in the next video. God bless.